So this is a continuation of to how to create staircase. We started with creating different type of staircase, so we are continuing with it to a more detailed lesson. So let's create our staircase using dog legs staircase. Remember, you have checked your parameters here. I know we are creating 24 plus 1 risers. So if you look at our elevation, so we have our risers. So let's go to our 3D view. Now, remember these are stringers. This side wall that we see like a boundary around our staircase is our stringer. So let's click on it and edit it. Now you can see that under the right support and left support we have stringers. So what if we don't want stringers? Let's say we put it at open carriage. This is how it will look like. Now if you don't want open carriage, let's say we put it at none. So this is what we are going to have. Okay, so we have different types of staircase. So but we want to use stringers for now. So for both the right and left support we have stringers. So we'll just apply and we see the stringers. Now we can edit this our stringer. We can edit it, give it a height so that it covers it comes up to the height of our rail. Maybe we would just want to use a concrete wall around our staircase, like those external um escape stairs. We can do that using this method. So how do you go about it? So click on it again, edit type, click on stringer. Now you can change the depth of this our stringer. So let's put it at 1.2. Apply. So you can see it has covered the staircase, just like as if it's a concrete staircase. Okay, it's a cast in situ concrete staircase. So click OK. Okay, now we don't need these railings now because we already have this our carriage acting as a timber, as a concrete wall. So let's click on it again and edit the properties. How do you go about that? Just click on this. Now the material, under material, look for a concrete. So let's say we are using concrete in situ. Click OK. Now the depth is what we just did. Now we can increase the width to, let's say, 100, or that's the thickness, to 150. Let's apply. So you can see it looks like a concrete wall. Okay, so we have applied materials to this our monolithic staircase. That's the stringer. So it does feel okay. Now that we have applied, we can also do the same thing for our steps. That means our riser and our tread. So let's click on this, edit type, then go to run type, click on it. Now our tread, we click on this box, our tread. Now we can now give it a material. You see, if I don't click on it, it will not be able to change the material. But if you want to change the material, you have to click on them so that you can change the material. So for the tread, let's put a material that we want to use. Now if you don't see anything that you need, just come to this box here, click on it, go to Autodesk, wood, or appearance. Let's go to appearance, wood, and just click on any material, double click on it, it will show on this box. So let's look for another material. Trying to see the material that I like. Okay, let's say I use this one. So I'll click OK, apply, OK. So you cannot see it properly here. So let's go to our realistic view. So you can see we have our finish there. Now the same thing for the riser. What do you want the riser to be? Let's click on it. Let's use the same material. Okay, so you go to run type, you check your riser, then you can now change it to that same material. Apply. Okay, so we have our thread and riser in a timber finish state, while our concrete wall has been created using the um, stringer, okay. Now you can still make some adjustments to this your staircase. So let's go to our ground floor. Let's create a section and go to that section so that we can see what we want to do now. Now you can see it has a nosing. Now by default yours might not have a nosing, so let's see how to create a nosing. So click on the staircase, edit type. Now go to the parameters of the riser, or the I mean for the thread. You can see it has a nosing length of 200. For example, maybe if I want to make it 100, I just want to show you what. Okay, that's the slant. So that's the slant. Okay, so let me check the slant and apply. So you can see the distance, but it's usually 20. The nosing length is usually 20, so we have 20 like that. Now you can give it a profile, or you can just make it by default. Apply. So you can see it's just straight, but you want to give it more details. We have some details here. You can use any of these details. Apply. It makes your work more detailed. Okay, like this is a round radial nosing and has a length of 40. So you know it extends from the riser by 20 mm. Now the thread thickness, what do you want it to be? For example, you can say 100. You can see that's quite much. So let's leave it as 50. Apply. Okay, so that's for thread. Now for riser, you know we have clicked on it and we are giving it material. We can slant it if you want. Now you cannot really see the slant because of the distance. So if I make this one 50, so you can see the riser are slanted. So it depends on what you want. Okay, so let me put this one, apply. Let me change this one back to 20, which is the normal distance. Okay, the riser thickness also, if you want to change it, let's say 15, you can apply, or 25. Okay, so that's how to make changes to do more detailed input for your staircase. So you can see it's really coming out nice. Or if I don't want to use this timber, for the thread, all I have to do is to click, edit type, go to my run type, check on the thread material and use something else, maybe a darker color. Okay, so something like this. It depends on you what you want to do. So that's how to do more details. Now if we want to create a rail for our concrete wall, we are going to use sketch to do that. Under tools, we have component, model in space. Now we are going to use railings because it's going to under the family of railings. So we'll go to railings and click OK. So you can say stairs railings. Okay, so how do we go about that? Let's go to our elevation. Now we want to create a railing here. So we have different types of forms that we can create through extrusion, through blend, revolve, sweeps, and all this we'll still go do it in the later class, but just for this class we are going to use sweep to do that. Okay, so we pick the part where we want it to be. We want it to be on this wall, this concrete wall. Now when you are picking part, you must make sure it's a 3D that you are picking, because if you do not pick a 3D wall it won't show properly. So let me close it again and put this at hidden line so I can see the wall properly. Now I want to sketch a part. So you can see I'm holding a four-sided or a five-sided figure. If it's just one figure like this, maybe like this, it will not be done properly. So make sure it's enclosed like how it's showing now. So I'll just click on this, then use the pick line and make an offset where I want it to be. So maybe I want it to start from 150 from the top set. So something like this. So this is the part. It says sketch part. So this is the part that we have created. Okay. So let's go to our elevation. South elevation. So this is it. Now the next thing to do is to create a profile. How do you want it to be? Do you want it to be square? Do you want it to be circular? So I want to use a circular rail. So all I do, I'll click on the circular tool, then give it a radius of say 15 or let's say 25, so it's not too thin, because it will be like a support. Okay, so this is it. So when you are through, you just click check. Now I want it to be inwards. This is where the inner wall is, so I'll just move it inwards. Okay, so once I'm done, I'll just say okay. So let's look at it in our 3D. So that is our rail. You can make more details. You can put more details to it. Maybe like something like a clamp that holds it to the wall using the same method, or extrusion. You use extrusion to do that. Okay, so I've created this. Now I can copy it to this other side because they are the same, they are aligned. They are in the same alignment. Okay, so we have it here. Shift it a bit away from the wall. So you edit in place and shift it away from the wall. So now let's look at it at our 3D level. So we have the two handrails like that. Okay, now we'll create another one for the landing. So we'll go to our ground floor level. Now we might not see it on our ground floor level, but we'll surely see it on our site level, as in what we just created. So come to architecture components. We are in the family of railings. We want to create a railing. Then we use extrusion. We sketch the part. So it's coming from here all along the landings. Okay, so we have it like that. So we can click check, select profile, edit profile, go to the south elevation and create the same profile, which is 25, so that it's uniform. 25, sorry, and click check. So you can move it to the point of reference. So I can delete this one. So it's at the point of reference now, so I can check. So if you go to our 3D, you can see our railings all around. So it remains this point. So that's what you are going to do. You are going to do to the end of this point. Just use the same method, you get it. So once you are done, you can and send me the assignment. Also, if you have railings, you can go online and check for more different types of railing. Just go to Revit family, you Google Revit family, you see different type of railings, and you can also bring it into your scene. Just model, place a component, okay? So place on stair on ramp, or you can also sketch your railings. You can sketch your railings. So we created, there are different types of railings. You can also sketch your railings using the default, of course. So let's see. So let's say we sketch it like this. Go to our 3D. Okay, so you have to sketch it on the part. So you can see you have to click on it via the 3D view and sketch it on the part. So that's another method of creating your railings. Okay. So this marks the end of how to create staircases. So I want you to practice it and let us see your assignments. Please let us see your assignments so that we can proceed to the next class. If you have any issues, we can schedule a Zoom meeting and I can put you through. Just let me know and we'll be there to explain further. Thank you.